We said we don't like Reforged, right? We don't. That's and why by that I meant Warcraft 3 Reforged. That doesn't mean we don't like Warcraft 3. I
I
remember I was
love
sitting in the
Warcraft 3.
basement. Remember? I never played Warcraft 3. Like that was ahead of my time. I never really played it. I was like way too young. But
Yeah.
the Warcraft, you saw me playing it for the first time in the basement, in our basement. Remember? I was like,
Yeah.
I bought the old titles. This was before they posted them on BattleNet. They had like you can go and buy them digitally. And I went and I bought all of them. I started playing them. They were amazing. Like in terms of telling stories, they were the best way to tell stories. I mean, that was no wonder World of Warcraft was so big. It was because of Warcraft 3, not Reforged. The original ones are the ones I'm talking about. And the what I'm trying to say is like they remember in an interview back then, Riot Games said, "Oh, we want to tell stories, but we don't think a MOBA is the best place to tell them." I disagree. Like, yeah, in a battleground, it's not the best way to tell them. Like a PvP rated battleground is not the best place to tell a story, although you can set a theme, like we talked about with Alterac Valley has like a theme to it, and it's technically a canon story, even though it's the actual fight isn't canon. But the way they told the story in Warcraft 3, please do that with League of Legends. Like, give me a story mode, a whole campaign. Like, make it a separate purchase. I want to buy it within League of Legends. I want it to be like a full game, $30, whatever, that I can play through in the Warcraft 3 style where it's top down, a story mode. That's what I want.
I mean, like, I guess when they're saying MOBA, they mean like, because like a MOBA is a 5v5 or like 6v6, however like you want to treat it. It's a PvP experience. That's what a MOBA is. While Warcraft 3 is an RTS, it's a real-time strategy game.
Yeah.
And that's like, you know, that can lean more into single player, which like they did with Warcraft 3. Like,
True.
I can see that. Still, I don't think they would do an RTS. They could. Definitely possible. They could literally just like use like the League of Legends assets and engine and make it work where you can control the units. Or they could just make it like a hero experience, like where you play as a hero that levels up throughout the level in a MOBA style like setting, just without the PvP elements of a MOBA.
They did it in
and
Wild
more
Rift.
like linear level design. I can see that happening.
With the Callista's Odyssey event, they did it in Wild Rift, and it was like you were playing as Callista in the end, and it was kind of a game mode, and you're basically playing top down, you know, with the character, and you're doing a bunch of stuff, and you're fighting off waves. So they've already proven that they can do something like that, but I want to see it way more. Like, I don't want to see it as play the MOBA to unlock the sections of the story, which is what Wild Rift, the Callista's Odyssey event was. Like, you had to play the MOBA, right? You had to play ranked matches, you got this currency, and with the currency, you could unlock chapters of the story. I want a full-fledged within the MOBA, not within League of Legends, like a story mode. That's what I want. And I want them to start telling these stories that the RiotMMO is going to expand upon.
I can definitely see that, and I think we've already talked a lot about how they should integrate more story elements into League via like single player experiences, and just I feel like that's the best way to start getting people ready for Runeterra. Outside of, I think they've already done the best thing they can do, which is make a very successful TV show. But like, there's still, they could keep it going. You know, they could keep the ball rolling with this integration of Runeterra lore into their like already very successful IPs like League of Legends. I think it makes the most sense. It's a very easy way to get their massive mainstream audience to start talking about Runeterra and start diving into it and be like, oh wait, there's this whole stinking universe to League of Legends. Like, wow, that's crazy. Let me start reading some short stories. Who's this? Entgrove? Who's that guy? YouTube? Wow. Like, at the very bare minimum, it'll get people to start talking about Runeterra. It'll start, like, the lore will start spreading people who care about it a lot more. Because, like, I think there are a lot of people who would care about Runeterra if they knew it existed, and they just don't. Right? Like, as much
people
as...
don't know.
Yeah. I genuinely think that Arcane was people's first taste of like, oh yeah, there's a world to this. They're like, oh wait, there's the League of Legends logo next to the Arcane logo. Huh, that's pretty weird. Oh yeah, look at that, they're connected. It's a whole, yeah, there's a lot going on here. Like, people are 100%. Just now finding out. So yeah, if they integrate a single player like very story-driven experience in League of Legends, I think it'll just bring even more people into this Runeterra universe, getting them ready for the MMO.